So the Boston Celtics were up by a good amount of points, and out of nowhere, Grant Williams wanted to go ahead and talk shit to Jimmy Butler. Shut your Humpty Dumpty looking ass up, man. And to make things worse, Grant Williams got manhandled by Shaquille O'Neal with a fat kiss on his big ass forehead. Grant Williams really just knocked down a three-pointer and he thought he was that guy. Bro, you are not that guy, pal. But in all seriousness, in today's video, we'll be breaking down the 3 standout players on the Miami Heat, and on top of that, I'll be giving out the secret reason why the Boston Celtics have been terrible in the 4th quarter. Before we get into those 3 standout players, make sure you guys hit that like button and that subscribe button. It just helps me make more videos. So let's talk about the first player that stepped up on the Miami Heat, and this was Caleb Martin. I want people to stop calling these players undrafted players. They're not good enough. This is the issue that I have, because the reason why the Celtics are playing like ass is that they don't have connectivity on this roster, and players like Caleb Martin are hungry, they're unselfish, they like to pass the ball around, and having a team full of undrafted players that want to prove a point, it's just very dangerous. And Caleb Martin did prove a point. He had 25 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. And you may be asking, how the hell did this dude drop 25 points? And this was because Caleb Martin was using Jimmy Butler as bait most of the time. And on this play, Caleb Martin is coming down and he sees that Jimmy Butler is getting most of the attention here. So he just runs in the paint and gets himself an easy layup. Now let's talk about the second player that stepped up on the Miami Heat, and this was Jimmy Butler. One thing you don't do to Jimmy Butler is trash talk him, because right after he got trash talked, he scored about 3 buckets in the 4th quarter just on Grant Williams. And what made this beef between Jimmy Butler and Grant Williams even more funny was that the Celtics didn't even want to double team Jimmy Butler, and instead they let Jimmy Butler and Grant Williams go at it. Let's break down some film on how Jimmy Butler demolished Grant Williams. On this play, you can clearly see Grant Williams is the only one guarding Jimmy. It's literally an isolation play. This is easy bucket for Jimmy. Goes into the body of Grant Williams, uses that momentum to do a fadeaway midi. Jimmy Butler finished the game with 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. These numbers are wild, and a person like Grant Williams that only dropped 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists is out here talking trash to Jimmy Butler. Come on, man, this is a recipe for disaster. And finally, let's talk about the third player that stepped up on the Miami Heat, and this was once again Bam Adebayo. His ability to grab rebounds are spectacular, and near the end of the game, he had like 2 offensive rebounds in the matter of 2 minutes. It was absolutely wild, and Al Horford couldn't do anything but foul Bam Adebayo. Bam finished off the game with 22 points, 17 freaking rebounds, and 9 assists, and he was going crazy on Robert Williams in the isolation, and Robert Williams couldn't even guard him as well. On this play, Bam Adebayo has Robert Williams isolated. He does a couple of jab steps, a couple of pump fakes, and he goes right at the net. He hits Robert Williams in the body, and this gives him enough room to finish over him. And this play shows how bad the defense is on the Celtics side of things, and they just let Bam Adebayo go to work without doubling him. Even Jimmy Butler wasn't even on the court on this play. Like, you gotta double someone. Bam Adebayo was 1 assist off a triple-double, and this would have been crazy for him. He's becoming more of a player that's more diverse. You know, he's playmaking more instead of just getting rebounds and scoring, and this is what I love to see. Boston Celtics fans, it's looking pretty scary for you guys. You don't have Jason Tatum stepping up in the 4th quarter. He plays good at the start, and then he just absolutely shits the bed. And what makes the Celtics so trash on the offensive side is that they're overthinking basketball too much. Instead of letting the ball move around, they're too worried about giving the ball to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are ISO-focused players. Instead, they gotta get the ball moving, and the Miami Heat don't even worry about, giving the ball to Jimmy Butler. They only worry about that in the 4th quarter. So guys, who do you think is going to win this series? Is it the Miami Heat or the Celtics? It's looking so scary for the Celtics because they dropped 2 games at their own freaking home. That's been all for your boy Mubsy Hoops. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button, as 1 like is 1 prayer for Grant Williams' Humpty Dumpty looking head ass. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're up to date with the latest videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one.